Ever wondered how Hollywood became the global powerhouse it is today? For over 30 years, a handful of studios didn't just make movies, they built an empire. They owned the stars, the theaters, and the dreams of millions. This is the story of the rise and fall of the Hollywood studio system, a tale of power, glamour, and a crumbling empire. It all began to take shape in the early 20th century, but the real game changer was sound. When The Jazz Singer hit theaters in 1927, Hollywood entered a new age of industrialized creativity. The Big Five studios MGM, Paramount, Warner Brothers, RKO, and 20th Century Fox created a perfectly integrated machine. They controlled everything from top to bottom. First, production. Studios own the lots, the cameras, and the entire creative workforce. Next, distribution. They had their own pipelines to get films into cinemas. And finally, exhibition. They owned the very theaters where you'd watch their movies. This was vertical integration on an epic scale, but their most valuable asset. The stars. Actors were locked into long-term, often 7-year contracts. Their careers, their public image, even their personal lives were tightly controlled by the studio. This system created incredible efficiency and a distinct studio style. MGM was all about glamour, Warner Brothers was gritty and realistic, and Paramount was the home of sophistication. It was a factory, yes, but it was a factory that manufactured dreams. By the late 1930s and into the 40s, the system was at its absolute peak. Think of classics like Gone with the Wind, The Wizard of Oz, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. During World War II, Hollywood became a patriotic powerhouse, producing propaganda films and boosting national morale with uplifting musicals and comedies. The studios partnered with the government, and audiences flocked to theaters like never before. Hollywood's influence was undeniable. But after the war, the cracks began to show. A perfect storm of factors started to dismantle this incredible machine. The first major blow came in 1948 with the Paramount Decree. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that studios could no longer own their own theaters, shattering their monopoly. This was the beginning of the end. At the same time, audiences were changing. Post-war Americans wanted more realism and grit, not the old, polished formulas. The rise of television was another huge threat, stealing audiences away from the movie palaces. People could now get their entertainment for free, right in their living rooms. Within the industry, tensions were rising. Labor unrest grew as writers, actors, and directors fought back against restrictive contracts and low pay. And casting a dark shadow over everything was the blacklist era. The political paranoia and fear of the Cold War fractured creative teams and destroyed countless careers. By the 1950s, the old system was collapsing. Independent producers and freelance actors, writers, and directors began to reshape the industry. The era of the all-powerful studio was over. So, what's left of this fallen empire? More than you might think. The star system that shapes modern celebrity culture is a direct descendant of those old studio contracts. The genre formulas we see in blockbusters today were perfected during that golden age. Studio branding still matters. And in a way, vertical integration is back, just in a new form. Think of massive media conglomerates and streaming giants that produce, distribute, and exhibit their own content. The old studio system may have crumbled, but its blueprint still echoes through the corridors of Hollywood today. Thanks for watching. If you found this story fascinating, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the history of film. See you next time.